So hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video I want to cut and sew a gown for myself, just a simple long gown. Like it's just a straight gown with sleeve, just a very simple long gown. So I thought to show you guys how to go about it. This material is a very stretchy material, therefore it's giving me a lot of trouble, and it's patterned as well. If you can see, there's a pattern here, there's a pattern here. It's like a stepped pattern, and you have to follow the pattern so that you can lay it properly, so that you don't have to you won't wear your clothes and one side has one pattern and the back is carrying another pattern. If you see all these pattern clothes, you see that they tailored it in ways that the patterns follow each other, so that they will not insult you that which kind of tailor is this. So you can see the material is so stretchy, so it's giving me a lot of stress. But anyways, we move. So the first thing you do when you want to cut your material is to measure your back. I know my measurements and my back is 8, so you measure your accurate back, which is 8. You are not adding and you are not removing. You measure it, which is 8 here. So we're going to mark 8 here. So once that is done, the next thing we want to measure is our armhole, and the armhole is like your armpit area, and that is determined by how fat a person is. For someone like me, I'm size 8 and my armhole is going to be 8. But if I was going to sew a sleeveless cloth, I'm going to use 7.5, because I don't want my armpits to be opened. A sleeveless, your armpit has to be tight, it has to grip this side. But this, I'm still going to put a sleeve inside, so I'm going to use 8. And another thing you can use to determine your armhole is your chest, that's your breast, how busty you are. If your breast or your bust is say 36, 35, 34 thereabouts, you use 8. But if your breast is 30, you can use 7.5. If you're 40, 38, 40, you're going to be using 8.5, like that. So that's how you're going to determine your armhole. So armhole, like I said, is your armpit area. So from here that I measured 8 for my back, I'm going to measure 8 for my armhole. Armhole is by this side of your clothes, not by this side. This place is where our neck is going to be at the end of the day. So I'm measuring 8 from here. This is 8. So I'm going to try and connect the line. If you are not a professional, use your tape rule, so that you can try and connect the lines this way, so it will be a straight line. So this is lines connected, and you're also going to drag it out this way as well. So this is our armhole, and after that is done, you are going to try and cut out this middle part of your armhole, because you can't wear a dress like this now. You are going to cut this part out. This is the part where your hand is going to enter when you are sewing it. So some professionals have this there's this curve that they put that will just aid them to but I don't have all those materials. So I learned to measure 3. If you don't have those materials, you measure 3 from here. You measure 3 from here. So this is where your curve is going to start from. So if you are coming from here, I hope you guys can see. Okay. If you are coming from here, you are going to bring your curve to where that 3 is. So yeah, we are doing something like this. So we're coming from here and we're bringing it up to this place. Can you see? Yeah, I think that's fair enough. So here. So the next thing is your bust. My bust is 36, and 36 into 4, that will give us 9. So we're going to measure 9 from here, and we're going to add 2 inches sewing allowance, which is this 2 inches sewing allowance. Sewing allowance is the allowance you add to help you hold your fabric together. Because like this now, this is my 9, this is my actual measurement, and I cannot come and hold another inches here to sew it. So I'm going to just add this sewing allowance to help me sew my clothes. And of course, maybe in the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months, whatever I eat that makes me grow fat and the clothes does not fit anymore, I want to lose it, and you know, I want to lose it so that the clothes can fit. You can just do that. So to aid you to get your waist area, you are going to measure 6 from here to here, 6. So this is where your waist is. You measure your waist. My waist is 30, so 15 divided by 30. You can also use your tape rule to, you know, measure all these things. 15 divided by 30, that's 7.5. Plus 2 inches sewing allowance. So after you measure your waist, you want to measure another 6 inches from here to aid you, so that you can know where your hips will fall. So this is another 6. So from here you measure your hips. My hips is 40 into 4, that will give me 10. So I have 10 from here, and I'm going to add 2 inches sewing allowance, which is this. So yeah, now we're going to connect the dots from here. So the next thing we want to do now is to measure the neck. Usually the length, that's the way the neck is going to be wide, shouldn't be more than 2.5, because you don't want your neck opened. But whatever length you want to give it, it depends on how low you want it to be. Some can want a V-shaped neck, they can want it to be 7. If you measure from here to 7, wherever it gives you, that's where your neck is going to be. But me, I think I want a 3. I don't want it to be too big, so I'm going for 3. So I'm doing 2.5 by 3 neck. So I'm going to, you know, do it this way, curve it. I don't have the curve, so I'm going to like use my hand to curve it out. So this is the front. You don't make mistake and cut the front and the back together, if not it's going to be big. So this is the front. I'm going to measure the same 2.5 here, so that I can know where the back one falls, so that you're not sewing your clothes and the neck, they are giving you different measurements. So this is the 2.5. That's how wide it is. 2.5, that's how wide this is. Then I'm going to measure just one for the back, so that your back is not opened. So just one for the back. You curve it and cut. So yeah, we're done with measurements. The next thing is to cut. So this is how it looks. This is the neck area. This is armhole, that's armpit. Then this from here to here is the bust. From here to here is the waist, and here is the hip area. Everything is looking like mathematics now, but when I sew it, it all makes sense. So let's cut. So now I want to cut my sleeve. The first thing to do is to measure my sleeve length, which is 23, and I'll be adding 2 to it because I'm going to fold it by the hand. So I'm adding 2 to make it 25. So that's 25. Then from here I'm going to measure my armhole, which was 8. I'm going to measure it here. Yeah. So now I'm going to measure my round sleeve here. That's this part of the arm. Mine is 13, so I'm going to divide it into 2. 13 into 2, that's 6.5. So we're going to measure 6.5 here. You're going to add 2 inches sewing allowance, so that if there's anything you can lose out or lose in. That's basically the work of the sewing allowance. Then where that my 23 ends, before I added the 2 inches sewing allowance, I'm going to measure 7. I'm going to measure 7 from here. 7 stands for my round sleeve, that's my wrist, the wrist side. And 7 into 2 is 3.5. So we're going to be measuring 3.5 from here, but we'll add 2 inches sewing allowance like we've been doing to others. 2 inches sewing allowance. So we're going to join this to this. So that's done. So we're going to be using this, this is our armhole side, which you cut the other time. We're going to be measuring it with this part to make sure that it fits. It's not too big, it's not too small, so that it fits perfectly. You don't want your armpits to be giving you issues. So I'm measuring it this way. Yeah, it fits. So we're good to go. So we merge here together as well. Merge this part together. And this is my hand. guys can remember what I was saying about the pattern, can you see that the pattern came out well? This pattern goes with the hand, this one goes with the hand. Then if you can see every other part of the pattern, like this side meets with the back, this side also meets with the back. You know, there are some clothes that's the thing, if you want to cut your fabric, you have to check the ones that have pattern and try and follow the pattern, because it will not be nice that I have this animal skin part here, then the next one is now somewhere here, like the pattern does not follow each other. So this is the end result. So I didn't want anything busy, or I just wanted something really straight and easy to wear. So that was what I just did. So this is the neck. I didn't want a busy neck. I could have easily done a V shape or any other neck type, but I just wanted something really simple. So that we see.